Hare Krishna. It's a privilege for me to speak for this audience, and especially because it's not my mother language. I pray, Lord, to give me knowledge to speak in English properly. And a subject matter which I like to present now with these 20 minutes is, this belongs to part of the philosophy education, and definitely education, it's very broad terms, and particularly one of the function of the meaning of the education that is socialization. It means how member of the society become a member, how they become born in culture, how they get his skill, knowledge, values, and legacy of the society, how they possess role in the society, and how he become successful in the society. Whatever the culture means success. For instance, we say our success antenna reina smriti, for instance, from somebody something else, but success and good role in society, good behavior is important. And one of the big part of education that means proper socialization. And I took like this examples or analogy from the animal world, from the animal life, like in Bhagavatam, or we have like example when Krishna themselves say about different gurus from the animals, you know, like bee, even non-living beings. You remember 11th canto, or maybe you have heard about listener of the Bhagavatam, which is compared for different animals: wolf, bull, fish. You remember, right? So I took this analogy to compare education, how an animal like this socialize his members, and this is different strategy of education, of socialization, and I hope that this material, this is small piece of information or observation of the strategies, they help to the teachers or ministers or whatever to create particular system of education, to choose particular methods, methodics of education, and choose particular educational system for them, for their child, for their subordinate or whatever. So this is like a small introduction. And first type of education we can learn from the animal world is education by surviving. This is like natural selection. What is this? What is the strategy? You know, like the amphibians, they, like scientists say, from 1,000 of the tortoise become adult or become part of the members of society, from 1,000, 4 or 3 only survive. And so to speak about aquatic, like for instance octopus, they produce thousands of the eggs, and only few of them is surviving. And if we speak about education, that's what it means. You just give people opportunity to possess this role by examination, by selecting by competition. You create some environment, you give water, you give air, you give some knowledge, you give whatever. Yeah, just speaking from my scene, I say, okay, this is this is that, this is requirement. I mostly give like some bandha. For instance, you need to follow regulative principles. Everyone who able to follow come on this stage. And I have some grades, and that's all. And then I just to observe how you can do this. If somebody cannot do this, he is removed from the educational system. And like finally, from the thousands of people who is try to achieve particular role, I need only 4, 3, 2, 1, so, and others, what's happening is others become, how to say, part of the great food chain for survivors, no? And this type of education, and in animal world, this is literally like this. They eaten by more successful people. But in social life, especially nowadays, it is place also for the living, more successful. You know, a lot of educational program, introduction program. You know, like how it's called in guide for the dumbers, dummies, yeah, dummies guide, yeah. A lot of it. People learn English in 30 days, learn yoga in 30 days, be successful in 3 days. So something like this. This is part of how people live because of uneducated people. Like Mahabharata is saying, learned person surviving because of unlearned person. They're living upon because of them. So and this type education is appear when I don't like or don't have opportunity to take care for many people. I need only 3 persons, but people it's very quite easy to just create some barriers, examiners, and just to choose that whatever to survive, then can possess the role. And education means you should learn by your experience, and your choice is or you die, in animals literally, but in society like a person maybe, or you win. It's up to you. And teacher role in this case is examiner. And strategy of education is thinning. You just remove weak person. And management of education, you just create some obstacle course, you create some exams, you create ideally fair atmosphere, everyone get chance, right? And you just whatever and check that every going through these borders. And management of education means, according to my needs, or expand this passing rates, how it's called, in barriers, and or reduce. If I need more person, I little bit reduce. If I need less person because it's too much, I just grab this as requirements. That's all. This okay. Like for instance, like if you remember, for example, it does not full. This is just analogy. Like if you remember first Bhakti Shastri, which Prabhupada present to the society, there's 10 questions, right? Who is Krishna? Who is you? And how much, like now Bhakti Shastri course. Like now is Bhakti courses. You should learn who is Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur saying, who is etc. Sridhar Swami saying. So it's, and if it's new temple, I say please I need pujari. Please give my person's second initiation. Okay, let us make it fastly, you know? But if I have a lot of persons, no, you should go wait 1 year, 2 years, you should put like this, like that. We change system. You need to pass again. You know? So it's happen. It's life. This also has particular value. This also value is there because it's outside world. It's quite dangerous. A person must be ready to compete with this world. So it takes some place. Second, it's we call selective feeding or selective nourishment, or we can call artificial selection. And we know from the animal world, we know that we have particular species of life which is living in big communities, right? There's like ants, bees, termites, etc. And they have particular type strategy for socialization their members. What they do, you probably know how how they evolve particular bees, or they have like how it's called in this eggs, and they in beginning they equal. If you need workers, then you give some food and then stop to give particular food, give simple food. And they develop the up to workers. If you need soldiers, you give more sophisticated food. And they're developing on the more bigger, more stronger. If you need queen, then you give full food. You nourish very long time, and they develop fully. They become full person. But so our life, in our material life, they looks like nowadays they looks like this is big ants hill or big diamonds hill, I don't know, and we are need person who is living in this big society to have specialization, particular specialization, especially like some pieces of bees. What they're doing, they even change his occupation during the age. You know, like some workers, they're working inside of his house, some going outside to take food. And generally go outside, going more elders. You know why? They're smart creatures. Because how it's called? Losing members outside is very high. And old person is not so much important for this society. Therefore, they send outside more older bees, more younger and stronger. They're working inside. So, and what education in this type of society, when we need a person educated in some areas, in some specialization, in some skills, not little bit more than just self-surviving. It's going like this. You select by some reason, whatever. You select some person, and then nourish them to give that knowledge, those food which is required for you, for your needs, and you feed them until you need his skills or his development, and especially you don't feed only those qualities which you need, not full person. You need, for instance, you need lawyers. Okay, go to become lawyer. Okay, I need teacher. Okay, become teacher. I need somebody else, and especially concentrate on this. And sometimes which I need like educate too much. Sometimes I even overfeed this particular area, and don't regret other part of his personality, and sometimes it looks like strange. I hope this Photoshop. I hope this not real person. Otherwise, it's scary. but it's some person can be very expert as a lawyer, but very weak as a mature person or family life or something like that. You know, like they create this, and other like output of such system of education, person is not complete. Person very much depend to the system. And if he is somehow or another lose the system, like this bee, if they go far as they will lose his path how to return, they cannot survive by themselves. It's quite good quality for the manage of the people. Just create atmosphere which people depend to many things, And what other you can develop, you even can give person something like extra. You can give him more facilities, more artificial instrument, which can help to him to live in this society, be more successful. And you, as a normal person, probably cannot live in such society. You will be not successful. You need to like upgrade, which is like now is what like transhuman. You know transhumanism. You know, like they create something. Yeah. And what is the role of the teacher here? He's selective breeder. Say breeder. You just need to know what quality you need, what society you need quality, then choose this quality, then nourish them, then select them, and then you have whatever you need. Huh? And next type of education is mentorship. And in the high animal life, they very prominent. Like orangutan mother, they give birth to the child every 9 years. One child per 9 years. You know why? Because 8 years they take care for the previous child. They educate them how to live, how to do, how to personally. And like in chimpanzee life, there's another style. Orangutan more independent. They more like living more by oneself. Chimpanzee more society life. And one of the interesting observation that if chimpanzee lose his mother early days, they still protected by the society, but they never become a high level of the grade of the society. They become even if he's strong, because he has no mentorship, he has nobody to push him to learn how to survive. You maybe observe in one example what they do, how they educate. Maybe in Vrindavan how monkeys try to find out something in the scratches, like they're sitting like this. This is important social interaction among them, because if you don't know how to scratch others persons, they reject you. It's point of like it's need to be learned by my mother how to properly find out this creatures inside other person. And this is, and in our society, this is still important. In scientists, and medicine, and politics, and lawyers, business, even workers. Workers, if you need some kind of complicated works, you need to do mentorship. And even, I hope, even in future, in far galaxy, it still will needs like this. It's still, I don't know. Okay. And one interesting observation: all of the systems exist in nowadays in human society, and you can see first type education mostly applied for the person who is prepared for the particular level of the society. And for the middle, they mostly they create lawyers, doctors, etc. They use the selective education. And for the high grade, for the future leaders of the society, I mean, kings or politicians or rich families, they only use mentorship. Even you have, like here you have many students, one teacher. Many students, many teachers. You may have one student, many teachers. Sometimes, like people coming to him, and for this area you have personal mentorship. And if we look into our history, traditional education, we can see that Vedic education, they base this, is probably only means for the mentorship education. Even for the child, like socialization, for the spiritual science, doesn't matter. You can learn only like this way. Find out some expert, to approach him, to somehow make connection with him, ask him, follow him, see how it's working, and become successful. And this still work for the high level of the people. And you remember, like Prabhupada, they're saying we are preparing, our society preparing to growing particular type of people, like Brahmanas, who is natural leaders, spiritual leaders of the society. And we may consider what type of education we need to develop, or at least we need to support, or etc. So this is my short presentation of small research or analogy which I found out interesting to share with you.
Thank you, Gaura Krishna Prabhu. We'll take some questions. Questions?
Oh yeah.
Please, when you ask your questions, please try to keep them concise so that other devotees can also get an opportunity to ask. Thank you.
Thank you, Gaura Krishna Prabhu, for, despite your English, it's a very powerful message. And the comparison about the animal kingdom. It just brings to mind the thing about not teaching life skills to our children. I have personal examples of youth, 21-year-old girls not know how to put a cover on a comforter or fold a sari. So this just gives me impetus to bring that point that it's very important that we teach our children simple life skills. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Antari. Any other questions? A question here from Maharaj. Vinit Prabhu, you'll have to start running. A little bit.
Is it on? How do you want? Okay. So it's different, we say in America, different strokes for different folks. In other words, problem education too readily available. It sounds like, or maybe the previous speaker just said that, but it sounds like in order to get the appropriate diet, so to speak, of education for different natures of different levels, then it seems to imply that there's a whole screening process must be there, and that could be very misinterpreted or be considered judgmental, or it seems to run a little counter to the idea that Krishna consciousness it doesn't matter what you are or who you are, but education, it does matter what you are and who you are, and you get a different level for different aptitudes. Is that a challenge, this idea of screening?
We are trying to create society with particular values, and that prepare our members will be successful in our society, and our society will be successful in outside. Especially regarding our small society, which is need to take some place in society in large. And if you like that our people remain in society, and those who born in our society, they also remain in here. So we need to create like adequate system of education which is helping to be successful in the comparing to other places.
So how the mentorship, what are the things you think could be implemented so that we can help it?
Okay. First of all, ISKCON should not lose important relationship guru-shikya. Don't make it formal, you know, like ceremonial, formal, old age fashion things. Because mentorship here, I actually means guru, shishya, because in each time you're going to guru, learn whatever, guru music, guru of fighting, guru of whatever, guru of blaming to devotees. So you need to go and learn how to be expert. And my what is like message here or whatever, let us try to protect this system. We have opportunity, we have tradition of this mentorship from ancient times, and somehow to another we try to, you know, like mechanize this system, make it like mechanic. And if we lose this, so we probably go to another low kind of system, and no somehow to another, but it's difficult. It's difficult. You give your heart to your students, like a Dronacharya. How many people you can personally do this? Or you of course can create system when you take care of disciples take care of your other disciples, and your heart expanded. It's also possible. Prabhupada mentioned this, like students help to his teacher. But still, we must nourish this relationship. This is main things. And inside of this, if we have, this is like techniques. If we do this mechanical mentorship, this means like artificial, that doesn't work. It's another techniques. But we speak about this is ecosystem, this is relationships, this is from the ancient time. Like, this is main things.
One last question. Any question or comment, Pancharatna Prabhu?
In addition to the different approaches in terms of there's also different needs that educational needs, and there are certain kinds of skills or knowledge that mentorship may not, especially when the mentor doesn't have those, like the world's changing and new things come up, and then you just have to go somewhere and learn about it. So it seems that there's always going to be some sort of a mix of these approaches for a complete educational strategy.
Yes, it's always in our life, it's always mixed, but also regarding the needs, it is important. Therefore, why only Brahmanas can teach others? No, why not Kshatriyas cannot teach others? Can teach others? Why only Brahmanas should teach others? Because when Brahmana teach, he don't disregard what is society like, or what is society's needs, what society is doing, what they expect. They just see the person and grow him in full extent. They prepare mature person. They prepare whatever he is in full extent. And then king can say, okay, this is fruit for this is fruit, this ripened for fruit for this for this. But if king or manager start teach, they say, okay, I need such things, and I need it faster. I don't need fully ripened fruit. I need something now. And then I say, okay, I see short way. I should how to develop person. So therefore, it's two different. First, education means you see the person, you fully help him to grow. He becomes a complete person, spiritual, emotional, psychological, sociological, expert, daksha, whatever. And then society say, okay, we have such and such person, how we can apply him. That's all.